OMG.
Oh my God.
How are you doing? We've been waiting to meet you. How many milkshake puns have you had so far today?
I was just talking about that. I think I've been asked how many what my favorite milkshake flavor is, which, if you are going to ask me it, it's fine. Probably about 700 times. No exaggeration.
Oh, you've just ruined my first... I'm only joking. Gojo, I can't believe it. Like, we're here. It's a 10th year. Well, tell us why it's such a special year, first of all, for Australia in Eurovision, and then we will talk about you, young man.
Yes. Well, I mean, being the 10th year that Australia is in the competition, I think is very big and very significant to us. Also, SBS's 50th year of hosting... it is SBS's 50th year of broadcasting Eurovision also, which is very special. Milestones everywhere.
So why have they come with such an understated performer, such an understated song? We're joking, man. Australia has landed at Eurovision this year. How does it feel for you to be kind of representing your country on this? I mean, it must be incredible, right?
Yeah, it's the most honourable feeling representing a country, especially, I grew up in Australia, and I often think about like my high school to... the first park that I did, an illegal wee in, I'm just like, I'm representing everything about all of that now. And it's like, sometimes, I have those thoughts when I'm like sitting over a log looking at a river and I'm just like, this is insane.
You know what I'm thinking? If you win Eurovision, there might be a plaque where you did your first illegal wee.
Yeah, there might be, actually.
But no, you were talking a bit about when you were younger, and I would love to know, before we talk about kind of this year and how you got here, what was little Gojo, little Marty actually, what was little Marty like as a kid in southwestern Australia?
I love it when the British accent says Marty. Marty,
bottle of water.
Wait, sorry, ask me that question one more time, I got distracted.
I'd love to know what you were like as a kid, like, were you like this big ball of energy like you are now? Because, I'm joking saying you're understated, but you're this huge energy every time you walk into a room and walk onto the stage. Have you always been like that? Is it a bit of a persona that you're putting on? Or is this literally, were you the most annoying kids when you were young? I can imagine you always like running off and getting lost.
I feel like I was, but I feel like I was more creative than anything. But I know everyone that knows me can tell you that I'm exactly the same. I feel like I just think of things and I like to do them, and I notice it brings joy to people and people laugh. And I think that's the most important thing about life is positivity. And I want to bring that to every room that I go into, even if that's by, walking into a classroom like 30 minutes late because I had to do the dishes, or writing like a love letter on my foot and presenting it to someone. It's like...
Is that what you've done before? Written a love letter?
No, I haven't. No, I've never done that. But fun fact, I never used to drink alcohol. The first drink of alcohol I had when I was 20, and always before that, I would go out all the time, but I would always go out with milk. I'd go out with 3 litres of milk, and I would drink them from the start when I got there until the end. It would be empty. And people loved it. They were just like, this guy brings milk to parties. What is going on? I love it.
I feel like you need some sponsorship from like some big dairy farm or something.
That would be good. I mean, like a milk drink. The Milkshake Man official milk drink would be pretty cool. Ain't hinting anyone, but if you have a milk brand and you want to do a collab, there's a thirsty man over here waiting for one.
You're making a lot of other people thirsty as well, Gojo. There's been a huge reaction kind of to the very tiny clip that we've seen of your rehearsal. Now I've got a feeling there's a lot more to... I mean, there's a fucking blender on stage.
All I think about is whose backyard that's going into after the competition. But yeah, there's so much to look forward to. Even we had to choose the snippet of what was getting teased and what was going out to the public. It's like, oh, what about that section? What about this one? Hey, I like that bit, but it's like, that makes it so exciting. And I remember being told that. I was like, that's what's so exciting about the performances. There's so many different surprises happening, and I'm really excited to just show the world. And the response has been absolutely incredible. I was seeing all the comments and, just all the reviews on all the blogs and all the YouTube videos has been absolutely incredible.
Well, there were a few rumours, before you got announced, you must be quite good at keeping secrets, but how hard was it kind of keeping that secret in before your announcement as Australia's act?
Well, I like to use the analogy, it's literally like being a child and being tied down in the most colourful candy store in the world.
Okay.
Can you imagine what that's like?
Hell no, but it sounds like fun.
No, it sounds horrible. You just want to eat every bit of candy, but you can't because you're tied down. It's like you want to tell the world, but you can't.
Oh, you're tied down in the cancer. Sorry.
Yeah. I knew you didn't understand it.
I think I misheard you. Yeah, no, that's never fun. I mean, we are in like the country of chocolate, so...
Yes. Well,
and I think being...
And imagine being tied down if your favourite thing in the world is chocolate. That's why I mention a kid, because a kid's typical favourite thing is lollies, candy.
Yeah.
Do you say lollies in the UK, right?
I think we say sweets.
Sweets. I've had this.
A bit American. Lollies is Australian, obviously.
Well, it's funny. The first Eurovision artist I met was... Sorry, it was only me. The second was Remember Monday, and we talked about this in the bus on the way to the Amsterdam pre-party. Okay. And it was how Australia say lollies, but then in the UK you guys say sweets.
Yeah, I mean, I can never get over thongs, because thongs in the UK is something completely different to what you guys use it for, which
G-strings. Is it thong? Is G-string?
Like a G-string, yeah.
Yes.
Like what? No, I'm not wearing one now. But and you guys obviously use it for what we would call flip-flops.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I actually lived back in London, where there's a huge Australian kind of young population. I lived in a 4-bedroom house with about 15 Australians.
Wow.
Oh, it was amazing. So I learned a lot about your incredible country. But I've still not been to Australia, because I'm a bit fearful of the long journey. But if I am to come to Australia, like, where are Gojo's like top places? Where would you take me? Where would we go for kind of a good party? Where would we go to chill? What are your favourite spots?
I'm not the best to ask for parties, but I love scenic things more so. But I would recommend the Blue Mountains, which is in New South Wales, just out of Sydney. It is so beautiful there. I'm from Western Australia, but I think if you go to Australia, you've got to experience the coastline. And you can, I mean, if you go into the middle of Australia, it's very deserty and it's desolate. There's only like one type of like tree and plant, and it's the only thing that can survive like 1,000 years without water. But it's beautiful, and the people, and you know, it's such a freeing place. I've always found Australia to be very free, and you can listen to an album, you can listen to multiple albums from town to town, because I find in a lot of other countries it's like you're in like a town, and then you listen to 3 songs and you're already in another town, but it's so spread out in Australia. So just have a road trip.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why I want to go back to the blender thing as well, because obviously Australia is a very, very diverse nation, full of lots of European cultures, but also cultures around the world. And I kind of feel like your blender on stage is kind of like Australia in a massive prop. It's like a real blend of different people. Who came up with the blender idea, first of all? Was it yourself?
Yes, I think the blender, I love that representation. I keep finding new representations of the blender, and I think that is a great one. I never thought about it like that. And you're absolutely correct. Australia has a very diverse European culture there as well. And I think, you know, a lot of people ask, why is Australia in it? And I think, you know, that is a big reason. And just that we love Eurovision, we always have. And so many people in Australia, you know, come from European descendants. And, you know, and that's like, we've always been asking to be on the competition. And we're so grateful and that we are now.
Yeah, and I think actually this year, now you've been in it for 10 years, we need to make this the year that people stop asking Australia to justify why they're in Eurovision, because you guys have more than kind of, you know, given your all for this competition. So after this year, guys, no more asking why Australia is in this. But yeah, we've loved watching kind of what we can see of your rehearsal. I need to know, because I know you've got so much more work to do today, and I need to save your voice as well, man, because you've got a big show next week. But what's it been? Is this your first time in Europe?
No, I've been to Europe a few times. This is my 4th time in Europe. Okay. I've done a bunch of, like last year. The whole reason I considered Eurovision was actually I was on tour in Germany doing a festival run off the success of a song that I released in 2023 called Mrs. Hollywood. And I was told by my guitarist, who is asleep apparently, he doesn't even remember it. And this is why I believe in the universe, and I think the universe tells us things that we need to listen to, and it can be as small as a literal one sentence that someone says that doesn't remember, which is exactly what my guitarist did. He was like, Gojo, you should do Eurovision. Doesn't even remember saying it. And I didn't respond to him either. I just heard it and I was like, yeah. You know, I've always been a spectator of Eurovision, but I've never thought about being a participant. And then here we are. It's insane.
We're thanking the universe for that, because we've loved watching your journey up to this point. And like I said, we know you're going to be doing like some workout video on stage because you're such a big bundle of energy, but a very talented songwriter and musician as well. And obviously you're showing your art to the world. How does it feel now to be here in this moment, which you've been kind of waiting months for, and now like shit's getting real, right? You'll be walking down a turquoise carpet in a couple of days, which is crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely incredible. And it's like, every day just keeps rolling on and we get closer and closer. Bless you. And we keep getting closer and closer. And it's like, it's exciting. But I think in times like this, Paul Clark said it to me, he's just an incredible human who's from Australia. Obviously, everyone knows who Paul Clark is. He told me it's just like, take every day as one, because there's no point in thinking about in 3 days, because so much goes on in each day. And I think that's a great piece of advice. And I've been going with it, and it's been helping a lot.
Yeah, and you're enjoying it, and you can see you're enjoying it, and that is so important when it comes to this show. We're going to wrap it up now because I know other people want to talk to you. But if you could first of all give a message to all of your fans and all of your new fans now that you're going to have around Europe, which is crazy, right? But also why they should vote for you as well. That's what we all know. Why do we need to take this contest to Australia in its 10th year?
Well, I would love everyone, just all I would ever want, the Milkshake Man would ever want, is for everyone to have fun wherever you are, if you're at home or if you're in the stadium. Just take your shirt off, wiggle it around. Who cares what anyone thinks? Have fun, and I hope you have literally, the song brings you a lot of confidence and a lot of self-expression, because you deserve to feel like that. You're all yum-yums, and I love you, and thank you so much, and please vote for Australia. 12 points.
Woo! We're going to get this man through to the final. And I've got a little confession. I was dancing down there when you were performing, and I thought I'd split my trousers. So I was stressing before I came on and did this. But thank you so much. A great performance tonight. Can't wait to see you next week, and good luck. We'll see you in the final, we're sure of it.
Thank you so much.
Cheers, buddy.
I appreciate it.
First interview I've ever done holding a bloody drink.
I know,
I'm just like, oh.
I know, that's going to be shaken up.